29th February, 1884. There has been yet another murder, and this one makes my blood run colder than either of the others. A child's body was recovered from the Thames, mutilated and tangled with seaweed. From the size of the body, the child could not have been much older than 10. Murphy is trawling through the list of missing children, trying to find one who might match the victim's description. My heart goes out to the poor child's parents, whoever they may be, especially if they are called to identify the body. Anna and I have continued in our attempts to lure the monster out, but to no avail. Clearly we are doing too little, or doing it poorly. The monster, I believe, cannot be lured. It strikes at random like a wild animal, and we must either give it something to hunt or prey upon it ourselves. Tonight we take to the streets in search of the creature. All of London will be huddled in their houses, save for us. Murphy has agreed to accompany us, as has Mad Zeke. This latter has said he has a plan to draw Jory out, and all I can do is trust in him, for Anna and I have had no luck. The consequences of failure are too much to imagine, yet I can think of little else. It is time. Anna calls me away. I pray to God I survive long enough to tell of tonight's events. 1st March, 1884. Praise God! The creature is dead, irrevocably dead, and we have all survived to tell the tale. Anna, Mad Zeke, Murphy, all well and asleep in their beds. It gives me great comfort to be here with them, for we are all camped at the police station, and I have not felt so safe, so content, in many months. Enough. I will tell of how we slew the creature, and lend credence to my celebration. The bruises and scrapes our company now carries are credence enough for the occurrence of the events themselves. Last night was dark and chilly, although the fog had lifted and hung high above us as scudding clouds. We met at the police station under the warm orange light. Anna and I had walked together from her shop, and Murphy and Mad Zeke were already there for us. Mad Zeke was holding a large, sturdy, round-headed shovel in his gnarled old hands. "What's our plan?" I asked, after the formalities had been taken care of. I did not ask about the shovel.
"Oh, it's quite simple," Mad Zeke told us. "The two of you will walk the streets while Murphy and I follow a block behind. You'll get to the Thames and wait there."
"Why?" I inquired. "Do you think the creature will be there?"
"Think? No! I know Jory will be there. After that, it's up to the two of you to draw him out."
"And how we do this?" Anna asked.
"I'm sure you'll figure something out," Zeke answered.
He foisted the shovel upon me.
"Here," he said. "You'll need this."
Thank you?" I hazarded. "It's not much of a plan, though, I must say." Murphy grunted. "If you've got a better one, I'm all ears. But I'm not letting another child get killed. This is the best we've got." "At any rate," I continued, "how do you know the creature will be there?"
"That's where he lives," Zeke said. "I've seen him, under the bridge. Oh yes, every night, just waiting down there, eyes all shiny in the dark."
I raised an eyebrow. "You knew this the entire time, and you didn't ever think of telling us?"
Nope,
Mad Zeke replied, grinning. It does not matter, Anna said. We know now. We go to bridge and bring out monster, and then we kill him. If only it were so simple. The actual execution of the plan, and the creature, was far more complicated, far more nerve-wracking than Anna made it sound it would be. We arrived on London Bridge at around 10 o'clock. Murphy and Zeke were not far behind us, and I found myself often looking over my shoulder to ensure they were still there. The idea of facing the creature again unnerved me, despite our supposed readiness for the encounter. The shovel was heavy in my hands, its haft polished smooth from many years of use. We stood at the center of the bridge and waited, I looking out to the east, Anna looking westward. Do you think it'll come? I asked at last, eyes peeled, ears pricked, hairs raised on the back of my neck and arms. I do not know, she replied. I do not know if I wish him to. We lapsed into edgy silence. I took in my surroundings carefully, searching for escape routes, weapons, anything that could be useful in the coming confrontation. I had my Colt in my coat pocket, but should that prove ineffective, it has been known to jam, I preferred to have a backup plan. There was, alas, little in the way of improvised weaponry about. I propped the shovel Mad Zeke had given me against the railing. It was too cumbersome to handle both it and my gun, and I placed a great deal more faith in my gun. The bridge, meanwhile, was too high to safely jump from, but it could be done, should the need arise. Just when I felt I would burst from the tension rising in me, I heard the slimy, slithering sound of something emerging from the water below, hauling itself up the muddy bank. I whirled to look behind me, but I could not tell which side of the bridge the sound was coming from. Anna had also spun about, and we locked eyes for a moment, fear passing between us like a kiss. I moved toward her, and she towards me, and we joined hands, eyes glued on the sides of the bridge, well aware that we were trapped there, cut off from Zeke and Murphy by the monster. It emerged. I cannot describe it with mere words. The horrible seaweed mess of what had once been Jory hauled itself upright, paused for a moment as though testing the air, then turned towards us with awful, yellowed eyes. Anna's hand clenched on mine, and I drew my gun. The creature moved faster than I had thought possible. It was on us in a moment, broken teeth and jagged fingers, howling a horrible cry. I loosed all 6 shots into its chest, for how could I miss at such a range? But the creature hardly stumbled. The gun fell from my numb fingers and clattered on the bridge, and then it was upon us. It bore Anna screaming to the ground, tearing at her with its broken hands. She fought like a tiger, but the creature was powerful beyond belief. I grabbed at it with both hands, intending to haul it off of her, but it brushed me aside like an insect, and I slammed into the wall of the bridge, my breath knocked out of me. Zeke and Murphy were sprinting towards us, but they would not, I could see, make it there in time to save Anna. Gasping my lungs full, I leapt for the monster again, kicking off of the wall behind me, and tackled it off of her. Yet this only placed me in her spot, helpless at the tearing hands of the monster. I held up my hands to protect my face, but the creature was savage in its attacks. Its seaweed intestines spilled all over me, and I will swear blind that they were wrapping themselves around me, searching for my throat and mouth, the better to drown me as I was torn to pieces. Anna Murphy and Zeke hauled the creature off of me, but it then turned its attention to them. Nothing seemed to harm it. Murphy planted another gun's worth of bullets in its chest and head, and the creature only shook itself like a horse bitten by flies. It grabbed a hold of Murphy as he scrambled to reload his pistol and bore him over the side of the bridge. Zeke and Anna tried to stop it, but to no avail. The splash, seconds later, sounded like a death knell, and when the creature turned its yellowed eyes back to Anna and Zeke and myself, I suddenly found myself running. You may think this cowardice, and I did as well, for a moment, until my hands closed on the sturdy wooden haft of the shovel, and I sprinted back to where the creature was grappling with Anna once more. I loosed a cry, a war cry, a madman's cry, and swung the shovel with all my might at the creature's head. The first blow staggered it, the second clubbed it to the ground. I did not cease striking the creature until its head was a bloodied pulp and my arms lost their strength. Then I simply stood, gasping the dank midnight air, cold sweat on my forehead, blood running down my arms from the gashes the creature had torn in me. The night was quiet, then, and as I stared down at what was left of Jory Masterson, I knew our ordeal was over. I let the shovel fall from numb fingers and fell back, exhausted. A gentle hand on my shoulder. Anna was kneeling next to me, her face and hands bloodied, but otherwise intact. Mad Zeke returned minutes later with a sopping and shivering Murphy, his leg broken from the fall, but otherwise none the worse for wear. We snapped off the haft of the shovel to use as a makeshift splint, and Murphy insisted we take him to Scotland Yard right then and there, refusing absolutely to be taken to hospital. Not knowing what else to do, we complied. He has filed a report, and officers have been dispatched to clean up the mess on London Bridge. We are all, save myself, of course, asleep in the yard's rooms. I will rest easy tonight, knowing that the creature is gone, and that we are, for the moment, safe.